source familiar with the investigation told 9 News they discovered skeletal remains and identified Suzanne based on dental records and her cancer report.
Her husband was charged with her killing. Those charges were later dismissed. Now he says he and his teenage daughters were never officially notified about the discovery.
The body was discovered in a shallow grave about 46 miles south from where her mountain bike had been located.
We want justice. In this case, the murder of a beautiful woman that had been valiantly fighting cancer. It just broke my heart to learn that one of the ways they identified her was through her cancer port.
On April 30th, 1971, Suzanne Renee Morphew was born. She was raised in Alexandria, Indiana, and met her future husband, Barry Morphew, in high school. They joined Purdue University together and got married in 1994. Everyone knows her as a woman who loved life and used every moment to be happy with her family. She was always smiling, cheerful, and ready to help everyone. Suzanne worked as a middle school teacher before giving up her job to raise the couple's 2 kids full-time. The family relocated to a property in Salida in 2018 to be closer to their oldest daughter, who was studying at college in Colorado. Suzanne Morphew was last encountered by her husband Barry on May 10, 2020, at their residence in Maysville, Colorado. When he departed at 5:00 a.m. for a job in Broomfield, Colorado, just a few miles from Denver, she was still sleeping in her bed. Suzanne allegedly went on a bike ride later that day near County Road 225 and West Highway 50, near the relatively small mountain city of Salida in Chaffee County, Colorado. Salida is the county seat and the most populated municipality in Chaffee County, Colorado. The population was 5,666 at the time of the 2020 census. A person has a 1 in 484 chance of becoming a victim of violent criminal activity in Salida, such as armed robbery, serious assault, rape, or murder. This amounts to a rate of 2 per 1,000 people. According to Neighborhood Scout, the rate of property crime in Salida is 21 per 1,000 people. Suzanne Morphew never came home and hasn't been heard from since that day. Her 2 kids, who were on their way home from a camping vacation, texted their mom to wish her a happy Mother's Day, but received no answer. They called their father and told him they couldn't reach her. Barry, who was apparently gone to work at the time, requested a neighbor to check on Suzanne. When the neighbor called back to say Suzanne and her bike were nowhere to be seen, Barry advised them to contact the police. When Suzanne did not come home that evening, a neighbor issued a missing persons report with the Chaffee County, Colorado Sheriff's Office. Suzanne's bicycle was discovered by sheriff's deputies on the day she went missing. It was discovered not far from her house, down a steep gully on the side of a cliff off Chaffee County Road 225 off Highway 50. 4 days later, her helmet was located approximately a mile away along Highway 50. There were no traces of a struggle, blood, or clothes at the scene, and the bicycle did not appear to have been in a wreck. Unknown DNA was discovered on Suzanne's bicycle grips and handlebar. Although it did not match her husband Barry, his DNA was discovered on the bike seat. Suzanne Morphew had a troubled marriage with her husband and planned to leave him, according to authorities. On May 6, 2020, she texted him, "I'm done," expressing her desire to end the marriage they had. Barry Morphew denied any participation in his wife's abduction, as well as any indication that their marriage was in danger. Suzanne, he explained, had been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma and had been having difficulty attending her chemotherapy appointments for the past few years. The investigators didn't believe his story because all the evidence pointed to him doing this. Barry Morphew was arrested in May 2021 for the murder of his wife Suzanne. He was charged with first-degree murder, interfering with the corpse of a deceased person, tampering with physical evidence, possessing a dangerous weapon, and attempting to influence a public official. On Mother's Day weekend 2020, Barry's cell phone pinged all throughout his house, according to evidence. In the couple's dryer, a plastic cap for a syringe, thought to be used to load a tranquilizer dart, was found with Suzanne's DNA on it. Authorities discovered a spy pen device that recorded multiple private messages between Suzanne and Jeff Libler, a man she was familiar with from high school in Alexandria and had been having an adulterous affair with for the last 2 years. Suzanne Morphew and her high school lover messaged each other 59 times on May 9, 2020, according to documents. She sent him a selfie, which authorities identified as her final proof of life shot.
Investigators say this is the final picture Suzanne took on the afternoon of May 9th, 2020. It's the last piece of evidence that shows her alive.
Authorities suspect Barry Morphew murdered his wife after he got home from conducting errands that afternoon. They claim he shot her with a tranquilizer pistol, dismembered her body, and faked a bike accident. On May 10th, 2020, Barry Morphew departed early in the morning and was seen on video cameras tossing garbage at various areas across Broomfield, Colorado, while on his way to work. Barry Morphew's case was dismissed without prejudice on April 19th, 2022, only days before his trial, as the prosecution withdrew all allegations. The weather hampered efforts to find Suzanne's corpse in a remote and mountainous location near the couple's house, where they assumed she was located, according to authorities. In May of 2023, Barry Morphew submitted a $15 million lawsuit against authorities, alleging malicious criminal prosecution in his wife's abduction. Many communities joined the search, and all with one goal. Everyone wanted to find her alive, but unfortunately, that was not the case.
That they found, her remains, and now people can finally, I guess, get a sense of relief that now we can move forward as far as being able to find the justice that she deserves now.
The Colorado Bureau of Investigation, or CBI, stated on September 27, 2023, that remains discovered in Saguache County on September 22, 2023, had been definitively identified as Suzanne Morphew. Specific information about the precise whereabouts and the state of the remains are being concealed at this time, the statement from the CBI states. There have been no arrests since the remains were discovered. As more information becomes available throughout this ongoing inquiry, we will give updates. Following Suzanne Morphew's official identification, family notifications have been sent. According to the coroner, Morphew was discovered buried in a shallow grave, with her remains spread over time. The daughters never doubted their father and supported him throughout the whole process. Even when the evidence pointed to him, they didn't let up. They always believed that their father loved their mother and that he would not be capable of doing such an evil deed. The victim's family gave their statement after this.
It's been an emotional roller coaster, but we feel like we can finally take our first steps in healing, which is a blessing. And yeah, we just know our dad better than anyone else, and we know he was not involved in our mom's disappearance.
One life was extinguished under unexplained circumstances, but all investigative forces are directed towards finding the culprit and punishing him for his crime. She will forever be remembered as a cheerful and always smiling person who did only good deeds to her community. If you like this video and want more content like this, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment about what you think about this case and what case you would like us to handle for you next. Thank you for watching.